Well, hello everybody out there. Today it's me, Tarantula Forest, and today we're making a video that I like to call Putting Together a Toad Enclosure, because I got more toads. Why did I get more toads? Because they're kind of a misunderstood animal. They're not as misunderstood as, say, a centipede or a scorpion or a tarantula, but they're in there somewhere. And also, I really like them. So I got more toads. Today we're going to put together their enclosure. Let's go ahead and hop to it. Ooh, bad pun. Let's go before there's more. Let's go. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this hefty container and pop some holes into it with my wood burner. And no, I'm not sponsored by Hefty. They just make good products for putting toads in, or, other animals. I wonder if they know that that's what most of us do. We just put animals in their bins and pop holes in them and set up enclosures in them. Anyway, so I went ahead and I used the wood burning tool to set up this series of holes for airflow. I am hoping that I can keep the humidity in there pretty great. The next thing you need to do is yeet a sponge in there and wash it really good, because you don't know what's going to be on that container when you bring it home. It's a good idea to just to wash it after you pop the holes too, because you burnt plastic. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is take these series of ingredients you see before you and put them all together and make a toad enclosure. I'm going to use pretty much everything here on the floor, except I changed my mind and I didn't use any pebbles. I just used big river rocks. I used Reptisoil for these guys because I figured that would be okay. I'm sure there's other substrates that you can use for toads, but the Reptisoil has been working for my other toads, so I figured this would be fine. One bag was perfect, fit the whole thing. And then it was too dry for my liking, so I went ahead and poured toad-safe water in there, which means I just used a non-chlorinator to make that water safe for the toads to live in. And I only used toad-safe water. And I made sure that it was just damp enough. That's what I'm doing here. Sorry about the lighting. It's because the overhead light is yellow. Anyway, sorry. It just keeps strobing. But I made it the desired dampness. That's what I'm doing right there. And now it's perfectly damp. And we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients in here too. So I also misted this down. I went ahead and added the water dish, which is probably too shallow for them, but we're going to give it a go. We're going to see if it works. And I added sand and river stones to the water side. I gave them a hide, I gave them leaf litter. I also bought a fake plant for extra cover, and I think it needs more plants, fake plants in there too. I added magnolia leaves, and I cut up some magnolia leaves so that they had just smaller chunks of them. I felt like that was a good addition. Sphagnum moss is also a good addition because it's going to help keep in that humidity, and that's what you really want to do for these toads. This enclosure is looking pretty good. It's all set up. The last part that we need is to add the toads. That is the last ingredient. So I know I said that was the last ingredient, but I did go out and buy a fake log hide. That way they have more space and they don't have to feel cramped inside one hide and have to choose that one singular hide to be, and they can do both hides. They can share. Let's go ahead and unbag these toads because they came in a bag. How many toads did I get? 1 toad, 2, 3 toads. How many Gulf Coast toads did I get? 5. I got 5 Gulf Coast toads because they came in a bundle, and I thought that would be just swell. And it looks like that water dish is going to work out just fine as long as I fill it to the brim. They'll have enough to sit in, and I can take it out every couple of days, and I can refresh it with dechlorinated toad-safe water. So these guys are supposed to be Encilius valiceps, but I actually suspect that they're Encilius nebulifer instead, because of the range. And these guys would have they can be found in Central America, but they can also be found in parts of the US too. These guys came from Florida. I got them from UGR, which I know is not everyone's favorite spot. And I think that in Florida, if I researched right, they do have some there too, but I don't think they're supposed to be there. They are toxic, but they're not as toxic as other toads are. And here's a little overview of the toads in their new enclosure. I did go ahead and feed them today. I did do this video over the course of a few days, so you can see me feeding the toads as well as setting up the enclosure. But look at them! I feed them dusted crickets. They're dusted with Repashy Calcium Plus, which I do have a picture of, so that way you can know the exact product I'm using to dust these crickets. And I do dust them twice a week, and I feed them 3 times a week because I'm just worried that they're not going to get enough food. And I love these toads. The final step, of course, was just misting down the enclosure with non-chlorinated water. And that's the end of this long video. If you went through it, you're a trooper. Please don't judge me for buying toads, and have a wonderful night, everybody.